Discover how India's historical ties and strategic ambitions shape its influence across South Asia, impacting everything from trade to security in this dynamic region. Are you ready to explore the intricate web of relationships that define one of the world's most vital geopolitical landscapes? Welcome to our video on India's regional influence in South Asia, a comprehensive analysis. South Asia, comprising 8 countries, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, and the Maldives, represents a region of immense geopolitical significance. With a combined population exceeding 1.8 billion, it is one of the most densely populated and diverse areas in the world. The historical, cultural, and economic interconnections between these nations create a complex web of relationships, where India stands out as the largest and most influential player. India's strategic aspirations in South Asia are shaped by several factors, including its geographical location, demographic size, economic potential, and military capabilities. As the largest democracy in the world, India seeks to establish itself not only as a regional leader, but also as a significant global player. The importance of South Asia in global geopolitics cannot be overstated, given its proximity to key players like China and the Indian Ocean, which serves as a vital maritime trade route. The historical context of India's relationships with its neighbors is essential for understanding current dynamics. The legacy of colonialism, the partition of British India, and the subsequent formation of independent states have all contributed to the complexities in regional relations. India's approach to its neighbors is often viewed through the lens of security, economic growth, and cultural ties, each influencing its foreign policy strategy. As a geopolitical analyst, it is crucial to assess how India navigates the intricate landscape of South Asian politics, the challenges it faces, and the opportunities it can leverage to enhance its influence. This comprehensive analysis will explore these dimensions in detail, examining India's relationships with each of its neighbors and the implications for regional stability and cooperation. The historical narrative of South Asia is rich and layered, with roots that extend back thousands of years. Ancient civilizations, such as the Indus Valley Civilization, laid the foundation for a cultural and social fabric that continues to influence the region today. The Maurya and Gupta empires exemplified periods of prosperity and advancement, contributing to philosophy, science, and the arts. However, the arrival of colonial powers, particularly the British, dramatically altered the trajectory of South Asia. The British Raj, 1858-1947, not only resulted in economic exploitation, but also sowed the seeds of division through policies that favored certain groups over others. The impact of these policies created social fissures that have persisted long after independence. The partition of British India in 1947 into India and Pakistan was a watershed moment, marked by communal violence, mass migrations, and deep-seated animosities. The creation of Pakistan was driven by the demand for a separate state for Muslims, leading to the displacement of millions and setting the stage for enduring hostilities. The Kashmir conflict emerged from this tumultuous period, with both nations laying claim to the region, resulting in several wars and a protracted military standoff. Post-independence, India adopted a policy of non-alignment, seeking to position itself as a leader of the global South while fostering regional cooperation through organizations like the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, SARC. Despite its initial aspirations, the effectiveness of SARC has been hampered by political tensions, particularly between India and Pakistan. In the decades that followed, India's economic liberalization in the 1990s transformed its role in South Asia. As one of the fastest-growing economies, India began to assert itself more actively in regional affairs, seeking to establish stronger economic and strategic ties with its neighbors. This shift aimed to counterbalance not only Pakistan's influence, but also the rising presence of China in the region. The India-Pakistan relationship is characterized by a complex interplay of historical grievances, territorial disputes, and national identities. The Kashmir conflict remains the focal point of their animosity, with both nations claiming the region as their own. The territorial dispute has led to 3 major wars, 1947, 1965, and 1971, and numerous skirmishes, particularly along the Line of Control, LOC. The 1971 Indo-Pakistani War, which resulted in the creation of Bangladesh, marked a significant turning point in the relationship. India's support for the Bangladeshi liberation movement was a demonstration of its willingness to intervene in regional conflicts, a stance that has defined its foreign policy in South Asia. The subsequent rise of Bangladesh as an independent nation further complicated India-Pakistan relations, as Pakistan viewed this as a loss of territory and prestige. In the years following the 1971 war, both countries engaged in a series of diplomatic efforts to normalize relations, culminating in the Lahore Declaration of 1999. However, these efforts have often been undermined by incidents of cross-border terrorism, with India accusing Pakistan of harboring militant groups that conduct attacks on Indian soil. The 2001 Indian Parliament attack and the 2008 Mumbai attacks are notable examples that have led to significant deterioration in relations. The strategic dynamics have shifted in recent years, particularly with the rising influence of China. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor CPEC, a flagship project under China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), has strengthened ties between Islamabad and Beijing, leading to concerns in New Delhi about encirclement. India's response has been to enhance its military capabilities and strengthen alliances with other regional players, including the United States. Despite the challenges, there have been moments of potential rapprochement. Initiatives like the composite dialogue process aim to address various issues, including trade, terrorism, and Kashmir. However, domestic political considerations often hinder sustained engagement, with hardline nationalist sentiments prevailing. The future of India-Pakistan relations remains fraught with uncertainty. While both countries face significant internal challenges, including economic issues and political instability, the potential for peace exists. Continued dialogue, confidence-building measures, and addressing core grievances, particularly the Kashmir issue, will be essential for fostering a more stable and cooperative relationship. India and Bangladesh share a historical and cultural bond that dates back centuries. The two countries have a common heritage, with linguistic and religious ties that further strengthen their relationship. The creation of Bangladesh in 1971 was a significant moment that showcased India's role as a regional power willing to support liberation movements. The Liberation War of 1971 was a defining moment in India-Bangladesh relations. India played a crucial role in supporting the Bangladeshi struggle for independence, providing refuge to millions of Bengali refugees and military assistance to the Mukti Bahini. The post-war period saw India and Bangladesh establishing strong diplomatic ties, with treaties focusing on trade, security, and cultural cooperation. In recent years, economic cooperation has emerged as a central theme in India-Bangladesh relations. The two countries have worked to enhance trade, with India being one of Bangladesh's largest trading partners. Initiatives such as the Bangladesh-India Friendship Pipeline and various connectivity projects have strengthened economic ties and improved infrastructure. Water-sharing agreements have also been a focal point of cooperation, particularly regarding the Ganges and Brahmaputra rivers. However, challenges persist, including disputes over water resource management and the impact of climate change on river systems. Despite the strong ties, challenges remain in the form of illegal immigration and border management. The issue of Bangladeshi migrants in India has fueled political debates and raised concerns about national security. Both countries must navigate these sensitive issues while fostering cooperation. Cultural exchanges, including music, art, and literature, have played a significant role in strengthening the relationship. Initiatives promoting people-to-people connections, such as joint cultural festivals and academic collaborations, have enhanced mutual understanding. The future of India-Bangladesh relations appears promising, with both countries recognizing the importance of collaboration in addressing common challenges. Continued engagement on economic, cultural, and political fronts will be essential for nurturing this vital partnership. India and Nepal share a unique relationship characterized by historical, cultural, and geographical ties. The two countries have a long-standing friendship rooted in shared traditions, languages, and religious beliefs. The open border policy allows for seamless movement, fostering economic and social interactions. Historically, Nepal has served as a buffer state between India and China, influencing its strategic importance in South Asia. India has been a significant partner in Nepal's development, providing aid, investment, and technical support for infrastructure projects. Initiatives in sectors such as education, health, and agriculture have strengthened bilateral ties. However, recent political developments have introduced tensions into the relationship. Nepal's growing engagement with China, particularly in infrastructure development and investment, has raised concerns in India. The construction of roads and railways by China in Nepal has prompted India to reassess its approach to the region. The issue of Indian influence in Nepal's internal politics has also been a point of contention. Perceptions of Indian interference in Nepal's political affairs, particularly during times of political upheaval, have fueled nationalistic sentiments. Nepal's decision to issue a new political map, claiming disputed territories, has added to the tensions, leading to diplomatic challenges. Despite these challenges, both countries recognize the importance of maintaining strong ties. Bilateral dialogues, cultural exchanges, and economic cooperation will be essential for navigating sensitive issues and strengthening the relationship. India and Bhutan share a unique and close relationship characterized by trust and mutual respect. The two countries have a long-standing treaty of friendship that ensures cooperation on security, economic development, and cultural exchanges. Bhutan's strategic location between India and China makes the relationship even more significant. India has been a key player in Bhutan's development, providing substantial financial assistance for various projects, including hydropower development, education, and infrastructure. The two countries have collaborated on major hydropower projects, which not only support Bhutan's economic growth, but also contribute to India's energy security. Culturally, India and Bhutan share deep ties, with both countries celebrating common traditions, festivals, and religious beliefs. The promotion of cultural heritage and exchanges has further strengthened the bond between the two nations. However, Bhutan's growing engagement with China poses a challenge for India. The recent establishment of diplomatic ties between Bhutan and China has raised concerns in India regarding its influence in the region. Bhutan's strategic decision-making will be crucial in navigating its relationships with both neighbors. The future of India-Bhutan relations remains strong, anchored in mutual respect and cooperation. Continued dialogue and collaboration on economic and cultural fronts will be essential for addressing emerging challenges while preserving the unique bond between the two nations. India and Sri Lanka share historical, cultural, and economic ties that date back centuries. The two countries have a long-standing relationship, with cultural exchanges and trade being central to their interactions. The Tamil population in Sri Lanka has further complicated the relationship, as India has historically engaged with the Tamil community. The civil war in Sri Lanka, which lasted for nearly 3 decades, had a substantial impact on India-Sri Lanka relations. India's involvement in the conflict, particularly during the 1980s, remains a sensitive topic. India initially supported the Sri Lankan government, but later provided humanitarian assistance to the Tamil population. In recent years, economic cooperation has emerged as a focal point in the relationship. India has invested in various sectors, including infrastructure, trade, and tourism. Projects such as the India-Sri Lanka Free Trade Agreement and collaborations in the energy sector have strengthened economic ties. However, concerns over China's growing influence in Sri Lanka have raised alarms in India. With significant Chinese investments in infrastructure and development projects, India must navigate the challenges posed by this competition for influence in the Indian Ocean. The issue of the Tamil population remains a sensitive topic in India-Sri Lanka relations. India has advocated for the rights of Tamils in Sri Lanka, emphasizing the need for reconciliation and political solutions. Addressing these concerns will be essential for fostering a stable and constructive relationship. The future of India-Sri Lanka relations will depend on continued engagement, addressing historical grievances, and enhancing economic cooperation. Strengthening ties through cultural exchanges and mutual respect will be crucial in navigating the complexities of the relationship. India's relationship with Afghanistan has evolved significantly over the years, shaped by historical ties and geopolitical considerations. Historically, India has supported Afghanistan's development through infrastructure projects, education initiatives, and humanitarian assistance. In the wake of the US-led invasion of Afghanistan in 2001, India increased its engagement, focusing on rebuilding efforts and fostering democratic institutions. India invested heavily in infrastructure projects, including roads, schools, and hospitals, aiming to support the Afghan people and promote stability. However, the resurgence of the Taliban poses significant challenges for India. The withdrawal of US and NATO forces has created a complex security environment, raising concerns about the Taliban's return to power and its implications for regional stability. India's approach to Afghanistan has been cautious, prioritizing humanitarian assistance and diplomatic engagement while avoiding direct military involvement. India's support for the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces, ANDSF, has been instrumental in countering Taliban influence. The recent developments in Afghanistan necessitate a re-evaluation of India's strategy. Engaging with various stakeholders, including regional powers, will be crucial for India to safeguard its interest while supporting the Afghan people. The future of India-Afghanistan relations will depend on India's ability to navigate the evolving geopolitical landscape, address security concerns, and continue its commitment to supporting Afghanistan's development and stability. India's participation in regional organizations like SAARC and BIMSTEC highlights its commitment to fostering regional cooperation and integration. SAARC, established in 1985, aims to promote economic and social development among South Asian countries. However, its effectiveness has been limited by political tensions, particularly between India and Pakistan. SAARC's potential for collaboration has often been overshadowed by bilateral disputes, particularly the Kashmir issue. The organization's inability to resolve conflicts and promote economic integration has led to calls for reform and a re-evaluation of its structure. In contrast, BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation, has emerged as a more dynamic platform for regional cooperation. Comprising countries from South Asia and Southeast Asia, BIMSTEC focuses on connectivity, trade, and security cooperation. India's leadership in BIMSTEC reflects its desire to strengthen ties with neighboring countries and enhance regional integration. India's engagement in these organizations underscores its commitment to promoting peace, stability, and economic growth in South Asia. However, challenges remain, particularly regarding member countries' willingness to prioritize collaboration over political rivalries. India's soft power plays a significant role in its regional influence, allowing it to engage with neighboring countries through cultural diplomacy and mutual understanding. The promotion of Indian culture, including Bollywood, cuisine, and traditional practices, enhances India's image and fosters goodwill in South Asia. Cultural exchanges such as joint festivals, art exhibitions, and academic collaborations strengthen ties and promote mutual understanding among nations. Programs like the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation (ITEC) initiative provide training and capacity-building opportunities for professionals from South Asian countries, further enhancing India's soft power. India's educational initiatives, including scholarship programs for students from neighboring countries, contribute to building long-term relationships. The establishment of Indian cultural centers and language institutes abroad fosters cultural ties and promotes the learning of the Hindi language. The impact of soft power is particularly significant in countering negative perceptions and building trust. By promoting cultural heritage and mutual understanding, India can mitigate tensions and build stronger relationships with its neighbors. India's regional influence faces several challenges, particularly the rising power of China. China's increasing presence in South Asia through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) has altered the geopolitical dynamics of the region. Countries like Pakistan and Sri Lanka have developed closer ties with China, raising concerns in India about strategic encirclement. Internal challenges, including political instability, economic disparities, and social issues, also impact India's ability to assert its influence. Regional resistance to India's dominance, fueled by historical grievances and nationalism, complicates diplomatic efforts. To navigate these challenges, India must adopt a multifaceted approach that encompasses economic cooperation, security partnerships, and cultural diplomacy while respecting the sovereignty of its neighbors. Balancing relationships with regional powers while addressing internal concerns will be crucial for India to maintain its influence in South Asia. India's regional influence in South Asia is a dynamic and evolving aspect of its foreign policy. As the largest country in the region, India has significant historical, cultural, and economic ties with its neighbors. The complexities of these relationships require a nuanced approach that balances cooperation and competition. Looking ahead, India must continue to engage with South Asian countries through dialogue, economic partnerships, and cultural diplomacy. The future of India's regional influence will depend on its ability to address challenges while fostering a collaborative environment that promotes stability and development in South Asia. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on global geopolitics and regional dynamics.